Welcome to True Heel Heat, the place where we use insider terms because we think we know what the fuck we're talking about, even though we don't. My name's Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and I'm better than you, and you know it.
What's up, True Heel Heat? True Heel Heat.
What's up? True Heel Heat. All hands on me.
Hello, everyone. It's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Romeo's Twitter for the latest edition of Rated Raw Review, episode 54. Jey chooses Gunther. Talking about the February 10th, 2025 edition of WWE Raw as only we can. And to do that, I am joined by my esteemed colleague. He is the face and the ace of the True Heel Heat YouTube channel and everyone's favorite, Mr. Romeo Anthony Colon. How are you doing?
The man of 10,000 followers on Twitter.
Exactly.
Thank you.
That's right. You're everyone's favorite now. I have a new nickname for you.
Everyone's favorite?
Everyone's favorite.
Nice.
You could just add anything at the end. Everyone's favorite podcaster. Anyone's favorite better. Anyone's favorite bet guru. Everyone's favorite editor. Everyone's favorite thumbnail creator. Everyone's,
I do have some haters.
Well, that makes you everyone's favorite as well. If you have haters, that's just as good as having the fans.
I hear you. Yeah, I'm proud of it. If you ain't got haters,
How are
you're
you?
something wrong.
How are you feeling today?
Feeling good. This should be a quick one, folks. Not a lot happened on Raw. No.
Not a lot happened.
One major thing early, and then a lot of good wrestling.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the wrestling last night, but I feel this comment here from Vala B, who says, not gonna lie, I kind of wasn't feeling Raw this week. So if you are joining us live, we appreciate y'all for joining us live. We appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. Let's drop the thumbs up on this video. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys. So we'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you want to show your support to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel in the best way possible, you could do that with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to contributors that you see on screen with us here, and it shows your support to Rated Raw Review, so we can keep reviewing Raw on Netflix every single week with you guys. So always appreciate that kind of support. And I did put in the chat here, I don't know if you were planning to do it, but I put a lofty goal of 15 super chats. So if they hit that goal, I suppose one of your favorite things to do content wise, an all-time Elimination Chamber watch party.
I don't know. Well, yeah, all right. We'll see.
If they hit 15, come on. Like
15, 50 sounds better, but hey.
I love that.
$50.
This guy.
$50, not 50, you know.
Well, 15, it's at least going to add up to like 30 at least.
We'll see. It's dedicating a whole night to watch along is a lot.
And look at that. You see, you can always count on the main brother, Chuck Berry's, one of our all-time favorites in the chat, because he always shows us love like this, starting us off strong on our super chat donation goal. He sends a super chat donation of $50. He was like 50. All right, here's $50.
It's actually $49.99 to be technical. Yeah, let's get it right. We still need another cent. Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you.
I won't be starving next month. Get a nice little lunch.
The holiday season was rough on us. It was rough on all of us. I literally got the same text message when I asked you and Jimmy for your December totals. It was like the total and woof.
Cero dinero.
We got Chuck Berry's start us off strong with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Chuck Berry's. He says, "Hey THH fam, I love everybody." In his Stephen A voice, he says Jey Uso will become a champion this year, just like my birds did this past Sunday. Let's freaking go! So that's why he is happy. Yeah. Yes, first live stream since the Super Bowl. Any thoughts on that blowout or the halftime show? Any thoughts?
Well, they beat the shit out of the Chiefs. They beat the shit out of Patty Mahomes. I didn't think it could be done that way, but they did it. Congrats to them. They deserved it. Halftime was kind of a snooze. Until Not Like Us played. That got the crowd pumped.
I enjoyed the halftime show. I like the message involved, and he played most of GNX, so I was here. I've had Luther stuck in my head ever since Sunday night, pretty much. So I enjoyed the halftime show myself, and especially the messaging of everything. And I always love a good troll in front of 50 million people. Just put another nail in a coffin.
Get in the crowd to say, pedophile. At the Super Bowl, this is a family show.
Because he couldn't say it. He let the crowd say it.
Sheesh.
A minor. We got another super chat donation here from Vala B. Thank you so much, Vala B, for the support. He says, "Gotta live with the feeling of Yetosaurus Rex looming over Gunther for the next 10 weeks before he inevitably beats him at Mania." I don't know whether it's me doing a lot of podcasts with different people. You know, I've been doing Sports Kita as of late with Bill Apter. I do In the Weeds now 2 times a week with Jeremy Lambert. And, you know, I hear from people, you know, in those chats or in the comment section for those videos. But it seems like more and more people, despite it always seeming like this was going to be the match, and even after the announcement on Raw, there's a lot of people that think that this is not going to be the match at Mania.
What?
Yeah. I'm like, but why? Like, why would you announce it and then not give it?
It's happening. The only thing is that it's a very, very long time until WrestleMania. So you have a lot of time to kill, and you've already announced the opponent. You've already announced the match. So I think I think eventually you're gonna see like an injury angle where Jey misses a couple of weeks of Raw, and he's gone just to kill some time. They love to like have a challenger going into Mania match with some kind of injury sometimes to overcome that too. So I think we're gonna see some of that on the road.
And they probably do like a whole they'll do like a tournament or something to determine who's gonna replace Jey, all for Jey to come back.
Like remember Mania? It happened in the same night, but Brian had the sore arm. You can only do with one arm. You're gonna see Jey Uso yeeting with one arm. Watch.
You can still yeet with one arm.
Yeah. Watch.
There you go. And oh yes. That was probably my favorite part. My favorite part of the halftime performance was calling out to my friend that was Serena Williams, and I was like, "Was that Serena?" I was like, "Did Serena just quit walk at her ex's funeral?"
She looked great, I must say.
She did. She was the cherry on top of what I thought was a good performance. We got anything else here in the chat? We got Kicking It with Leo, a new name in the chat. Thanks for joining us today. It says, "I think after the exchange between Rhea and Io last night and the match being in 3 weeks, I think we are going to see Io versus Rhea versus Liv because I think she will win the Chamber." This is not the first time that I've heard that option. Actually, our very own Jimmy Macaram of AE Ramble, I was talking to him during Raw last night, and he thinks that it's going to be a non-finish for the Rhea versus Io matchup. After I was done being upset that this is not at Elimination Chamber, because I'm like, Elimination Chamber is going to have a lot more matches outside of the Chambers matches, going to have a lot more matches that I'm less interested in than Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. I was like, El Generico and Kevin Steen will help things, but whatever the 4th match is on the show, I'm not more interested in that than Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. It helps out the Raw after. It helps out the Raw after Chamber. That's fine, but I think that you should be making these premium live events more memorable.
Well, I don't know. If it's not going to have a decisive finish, then I understand putting it on Raw instead. And I think
that's why you think it is.
I think 100%. I think so. And there's going to be something where Io is going to be involved some way in the Mania match, somehow, some way, and something in this match is going to lead to that. And wasn't it you that called it months ago? It was like it's going to be a triple threat at Mania, or both of us, or one of us. Like we saw.
I said Rhea, Becky, and
it was Becky. That's what it was. Becky's nowhere to be seen. Like I don't know what's going on with that. But if it's Io, sure, fine. I'll take that. Because I don't mind Liv being in the Mania match because you need a heel in there. It can't be face versus face. You need a heel in there. I'm fine with that. I'm fine.
I rather Bianca turn heel or do a slow burn.
When that happens, it's got to be that because she was the attempted murderer on Jey. We got to see that happen first. Yes, she's an attempted murderer.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. It would make no sense if she did it.
Jealousy.
But it would make no sense if she did it because of how it played out. That means that she to what a lot of people will have the excuse. Oh, she had to make it look real basically cost herself a title, becoming the inaugural United States champion.
She never lost the title.
She was in a tournament matchup and left the tournament matchup to go check on Jade.
Well, weren't they champions?
They were tag team champions.
Yeah.
Yes, but she was trying. She's always trying to get gold. Even though she's been tag team champions, she has tried to be Queen of the Ring, women's champion, as well as United States champion in her tag team title runs.
Well, it wasn't Charlotte. I know that much.
I mean, that's fine. I think it makes more sense if it's Naomi. Sometimes the most obvious choice is the right choice.
These allocations against Naomi, come on, man. It's innocent.
She's the one that benefited from the most. You don't have to go like that. The swerve of it being Bianca, even though it would make sense in a way, the way they had it play out, it doesn't make sense.
Or Naomi did it, and Bianca's like, "All right, I support it."
I'd be okay with that. I'll be
That's
okay
cool.
if they're working together. Yeah.
Yes.
Because my way is I think they lose the tag team titles now to Liv and Raquel after last night.
Oh, great.
They lose the tag team titles to Liv and Raquel, and then now you've set up Damage Control as a future challenger. Bianca and Naomi, you can have one of them. You can have Bianca win the Elimination Chamber, and now Naomi needs a tag team partner, and Jade comes back. We still don't know who was her attacker, and then we can actually do a couple of weeks of them like axing around, and Jade's like, oh, the person had to be this size or this thing or this, and then more and more clues is pointing us in the direction of Naomi until we get to WrestleMania when they do a women's tag team title match, maybe like a triple threat or a four-way with Liv, Raquel, Damage Control, and Naomi and Jade, and then Naomi reveals it was her all along.
Yeah. See, now you got me rethinking if Liv is gonna be in this match at Mania.
She's not. I'm booking it, so she's not.
I don't want you to book that way. I want you to book it so that Liv is in the women's championship match.
No, I think that Rhea and Bianca was the break glass in case of emergency matchup to do.
What emergency?
And
what's the emergency?
And now the emergency is that The Rock fucked up the road to WrestleMania. that's what it.
What does The Rock have to do with the women?
he fucked up they don't know what Romeo. You have to understand. They don't know what to do. The whole card is in a jumble because The Rock is not here. The Rock back-to-back years basically turned the road to WrestleMania on its head.
That's why Triple H was like, you know what? We need something big. I'm going in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Gotcha. Hey, we got a new member.
We got a new member here. We got I Make Beats back with us again. He says, I think my membership ran out, guys. Thank you so much. I Make Beats.
Back.
Always
welcome back.
One of our better members in the chat. We got Power Driver Finisher, also one of our members. Frantic World, why aren't you a member? Come on, jump on board, sir. You're always in the chat. You should be a member by now. We got I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch that as I do my errands and get ready for work. I'm gonna watch that for sure. But
who's book 3?
Book 3 is Raising Kanan.
Oh, that's a good book.
Yeah,
that book.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Like that one, it's getting, as more and more seasons go, you can kind of do a binge watch where you start from the beginning of book 3 with Raising Kanan, and then you can just watch the original Power over after.
Right.
But I think either this season or next season we get Ghost and Tommy introduced, because it's going to set up the spinoff, which is Origins.
Oh boy.
We got I Make Beats with
Power's like Star Wars now.
We got I Make Beats with a super chat donation here saying, can you please shout my mom out? It's her birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mama.
Mama Beats. We love you. But yes, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
She don't make beats. She made I make beats. That's what she made.
She is basically the real maker of the beats.
Yes.
Because she made the I make beats.
Correct. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to her. But let's get started with the Raw review here. What did you think about the crowd last night in Nashville, Tennessee?
Excellent. They deserve another Raw. They were pumped for everything. They definitely love singing
really
along
good
with the entrances.
They were really good throughout the night, especially to kick off the show as we kicked off things for the third show in a row. Raw last week, SmackDown last week, and now Raw this week, kicking off with main event Jey Uso. He comes out, he enters through the his usual big reaction as Michael Cole did a erectile dysfunction joke. That was weird. As with last week's show, he gets the big entrance, a couple of minutes with the fans yeeting multiple times, or as he went through the crowd into ringside and then into the ring, into each corner. Then they stopped him.
The little kid there, man. This was the time of his life. It was awesome.
Memory of a lifetime. Yes, that smile was great. Big entrance for Jey. He gets the encore the one more time. Once again, he gets up on the announce table. He's doing the eating on the announce table. I love Michael Cole and Pat McAfee yelling at Jey like, Jey, look out, as Gunther comes from behind and attacks Jey Uso. He tosses him around ringside. He brings him into the ring. Jey tries to fight back, but Gunther hits him with a big boot, lays him out in the ring with a big power bomb. Gunther is basically just laying to waste Jey at this point. You get officials coming out as Gunther's yelling at Jey, telling him, don't pick me, don't choose me, urging him not to choose him for WrestleMania. He shoved aside some security. He hit another power bomb. As Gunther left, Jey was basically trying to get up. He grabs a mic from ringside and he says, I probably shouldn't say this. I probably shouldn't do this. Me and you at WrestleMania. Gunther was pissed. Gunther storms back to the ring. He gets up on the apron. Jey knocks him off the ring. He then wipes out Gunther and the security with a big dive to the outside. This was a really good segment, in my opinion. The crowd was very much into this. This was a simple setup for the Mania matchup, but I think that it worked. And Gunther cutting off the Jey's long entrance was very clever after how we started off the last 2 weeks. And there it is. It's official. The graphic is there for the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther will defend against main event Jey Uso. What did you think about this opening?
Oh, I love those Mania match graphics. These are beautiful. This is going to be fun to see for every match. Okay, I like the segment, but I have one major, huge logic hole with this storyline. I loved Gunther's promo from last week where he said, Jey picking him would do nothing for his legacy. He's already beaten Jey multiple times. He wants a new challenge. He wants a bigger name to defend his championship at WrestleMania for his legacy. And then he's begging him, don't pick me. And then he does everything in his power in this segment to make Jey pick him, going against what he wanted. So Gunther's got to come out of this with some kind of promo next week where he explains what the hell was this. He probably won't. Probably just ignore it, pretend it never happened. But isn't that a huge logic hole? Am I the only one that's seeing that? The way that Gunther acted?
Yeah, the logically speaking, you're giving him more of a reason to pick you. You're not urging him against it. The urge against it was last week. This was just basically giving him a reason to pick you.
It was so dumb. And Gunther's not a dumb guy that we've seen.
And it was very dumb considering what happened on SmackDown, where they did a very good job of selling me on Jey versus Cody.
You could have milked this a little bit longer, especially this road to Mania is incredibly long. It's still 2 more months.
Yes, It is. I think they had to though get that out the way only
Yes.
because they want the Elimination Chamber to
Right.
be confirmed for one title. Whoever wins that, another main event for WrestleMania.
Right. But I need Gunther's got to come back with some kind of promo to like at least explain a little bit. Like, did he just wake up on the wrong side of the bed? It was like, F it, I don't care. I'll beat you again. This is an easy match for me at Mania. I changed my mind. It's something. That would be better than nothing at all.
He's like, I got sick of the yeeting. Just over
Right?
it.
Say something.
We got Parjar Finisher who says, boo, I wanted Jey to lose to Cody.
I got some breaking news for you. Jey ain't losing. Let me tell you that.
He ain't losing. Eric Isaac says, Jey better win this time. I think so. I think he has to.
Guaranteed.
They got 10 weeks to sell us on it too.
10
So,
weeks.
10 weeks. We go backstage to our happy couple of Kathy Kelly and Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley thought that Charlotte was wasting everyone's time by not making her Mania selection by now when Io Sky and Dakota Kai interrupted. Io told Ripley that she cost her a spot at WrestleMania and stated that I'm coming for you. And Ripley says she's looking forward to it. More on that in a bit. We did get Liv Morgan cut a promo during the commercial break for us in the States on Netflix, stating her intention to win the Elimination Chamber. We got a video package for the War Raiders versus the Creeds, and then we got Io and Dakota Kai, Damage Control, going up against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Cole mentioned that Kai was returning from injury, but he didn't say what the injury was. She got drop kicked her soul out of her body by Zoe Stark.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what happened. Yeah. They basically take the heat. Early on, Damage Control were working well together. A couple of awkward spots with Raquel Rodriguez, which tends to be a thing that we do weekly early on. But I thought after the commercial break, this match really got going. You get Liv hits three amigos. Then we get Dakota Kai. She breaks it up. She gets a hot tag to Io. Io comes in. She goes crazy. She's wiping out both opponents with a suicide dive. She hits Morgan with a great missile dropkick, a Meteora in the corner for a 2 count. She goes for another Meteora, but Rodriguez pulled Morgan to safety. Rodriguez and Morgan hit a combo elevated code breaker out of nowhere. This is when I was just like, okay, this is like really good now. Morgan's knees like pretty much nailed Sky right in the face. She grabbed her. She was grabbing her face and her nose after. She looked okay though. Kai tagged in hit Morgan with the chiropractor. That looked great. That was a great near fall here. You get Morgan hit Kai with an oblivion, but Sky broke up the cover with a big knee to the face after freaking Raquel basically uses Morgan as a weapon and accidentally drives Liv right into the elbow of Dakota, which busts Liv open. Liv is just totally dazed after that throughout this matchup, but still has a really good exchange with Io at the end. Io hits a double foot stomp to the head and then follows up with the over the moonsault for the 1-2-3. Damage Control picking up the victory here. And what I thought was a damn good matchup here. Awesome performance by Io Sky as per usual. But Liv Morgan was really good here. Back-to-back weeks with Io.
Yeah. Woohoo. Liv. Delivering in the ring. Yeah, that match really picked up. I was shocked at how good it was. It wasn't even for a tag team championship. Yeah, that might have been Liv and Raquel as a team's best match ever. Probably. Really impressive stuff. Now, Liv and Raquel, they have a title shot. They seem to have earned a title shot. And now they just got beat by Damage Control, who also now probably deserves a title shot. So we're going to have some kind of 3-way or something coming up soon. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's either a 3-way or you do like I said, you do Liv and Raquel winning the titles, and then you could do Damage Control in them as in a rematch, and then you can prolong it. You can get a couple of weeks out of just cycling these 3 teams.
Probably.
Cole announced that Sami Zayn suffered a spinal compression after the package power driver by Kevin Owens last week. We get New Day cut a promo in the crowd during the commercial break. Kofi didn't understand why Rey Mysterio was in the Elimination Chamber over either of them, and he reminded us of his performance in the 2019 Elimination Chamber, arguably the greatest match in that stipulation's history. The crowd booed. They were eventually cut off by Bayley's entrance for our next matchup. Bayley coming out to face Lyra Valkyria in an Elimination Chamber qualifying matchup. They did announce that Bayley would be playing in the NBA Celebrity All-Star Game. We see Bayley's in the crowd hugging George Kittle, and just a couple of seats away is Roxanne Perez here to watch another matchup of Bayley's here on the main roster. Bayley going one-on-one with Lyra Valkyria here. First time ever matchup, dual chants, a little bit of dual chants early on, so it felt like the crowd was going to be into this, but they did get a little bit quiet as there was a couple of clunky spots. Didn't really feel like these two had the best of chemistry. Bayley got a near fall on a Bayley to belly. She hits a running knee strike and a suplex of sorts that didn't look good for a 2 count. They fought to the apron, and Valkyria hit a tornado DDT after a couple of attempts where it looked like she was trying to hit it but couldn't. Then she followed up with a fisherman suplex on the outside. She had another one in the ring for a near fall. Valkyrie headbutted Bayley off the top and followed up with a leg drop onto Bayley as she was draped over the middle rope for a 2. Valkyrie went for a cradle, but Bayley drove her into the bottom rope. Lyra tried another cradle, but Bayley was able to reverse it and counter into a cradle of her own for the 1-2-3. Bayley advances to the Elimination Chamber matchup coming up on March 1st in Toronto. What do you think about Bayley picking up the victory here, and the fact that her rival currently over on NXT, Roxanne Perez, was announced that she will face Raquel Rodriguez next week on Monday Night Raw in a Elimination Chamber qualifier?
The latter part, I think that confirms that Roxanne's here on the main roster to stay, probably on Raw. So good for her, if that's the case. And as for the match, I thought it was okay. It was clunky at times, like you said. The right person won. Bayley should be going to Chamber. I think Lyra did earn something by, making it competitive with Bayley, because Bayley, Bayley's a top star in the women's division. She's a future Hall of Famer. And Lyra's still, in her rookie year. She's already accomplished a lot. And being able to hang with Bayley, I think, is, a positive.
I'm not gonna lie though. Lyra Valkyria winning the Intercontinental Championship makes no sense. They have booked her title run so far very poorly. Abysmal, in fact. There's a better word.
What was the other option? Dakota? She would have been out injured for a few weeks. Not much
we don't know that. Maybe she has a whole different future where she's doing backstage interviews and sitting front row where she doesn't get injured.
I still got faith in Lyra. I think she's a good worker.
I know she is.
She'll keep this the workers' title. Just keep giving her strong matches, 1-on-1.
But she's not defending the title. Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
Can't defend it every week.
People forget that she's champion.
But same thing's been going on with Braun Breaker. Probably worse with Braun Breaker, honestly.
I mean, we did a whole video, Romeo,
Yeah.
that's why WWE and AEW champions suck right now.
There's a lot of belts, and they're not defended every week.
And they're not booked very well. But we get speaking of someone who is booked well, though, we get a Penta video package where he spoke about Pete Dunne and Ludwig Kaiser with their little ambush last week. He vows that he's going to get revenge on them as he doesn't play these games. We then hear from Jackie Redmond, who's backstage with Ludwig Kaiser, who has his response saying that he could do what he wants to do, and he attacked Penta because he wanted to. He's interrupted by Pete Dunne. He's pissed at Kaiser for getting involved last week. Dunn said that he would destroy Penta next week and told Kaiser to stay out of his business, and Kaiser moved out of the way for him. Then we saw someone else that he had to move out the way for was AJ Styles as he walked past Ludwig, and we went to a commercial break saying that AJ would be coming out to address the Nashville crowd next. And it is official. It will be Penta going one-on-one with Pete Dunne next week on Monday Night Raw.
And you will be seeing AJ and Ludwig sometime as well in the future. I tease that. I just want to take this time to complain about that garbage t-shirt that they have released now for Pete Dunne, where it says nobody's bitch. What? Really? This is the best we could come up with for Pete Dunne? The Bruiserweight? Remember that he has a nickname? What? And to make it worse, do we not remember when we tried this experiment with Jey Uso? The same damn shirt, nobody's bitch.
Same shirt.
Who in the merch, the design department is in love with this phrase? What is this? Let it go. What, do you want to buy a shirt and wear it proudly that says nobody's bitch? Listen, that should be common knowledge. You don't need a t-shirt to display that. Oof. Sorry.
Oof.
End rant.
That was a good rant. Got to give you credit. I mean, B says best of 3. They're doing a best of 3 series with the shirt. Who has the best shirt? We got Chilling with Chase is talking about Lyra, saying Lyra and Shinsuke are battling to remind me that they're champion. He also says that
Shinsuke's
Jimmy
funny. You
Uso,
just see him lurking in the background during the backstage segments.
Chilling with Chase saying Jey Uso 3-week reign somehow better than this Braun reign. That's crazy, LOL. It's better than both Braun reigns. It accomplished what both Braun reigns have not been able to accomplish, and that's make him feel elevated.
Yep.
I feel like Braun Breaker was presented better when he wasn't champion than after he's been champion.
Probably.
He was a freaking world beater, destroying Ricochet and Ilya Dragunov every week before he was champion. Now he just walks around backstage getting in people's faces.
That's a name I've not heard. Should be coming back soon.
Yes. During a commercial break, McAfee kept the crowd warm. Then he had them all wish Michael Cole happy birthday. Cole sheepishly hid his face when McAfee mentioned his birthday. And that's because his birthday is December 8th.
Yeah.
Hardy the magician was shown in the crowd. Then we see Alpha Academy consoling Lyra backstage when they were interrupted by American Made. Ivy mocked Valkyrie for losing and being coached by losers. Lyra told her that to back off or else. Ivy said they would do it on her time when she challenges for the title, but first the Creeds are going to win the tag team titles.
Oh, there's another feud for Lyra Valkyrie right there. Ivy now, one-on-one match coming up.
I don't care. I'm just gonna be real. I'm just gonna be real. Like, y'all not giving me any reason to care about this. Sorry. So I'm not gonna care. We see AJ Styles is back, and he's in Nashville too. So he gets a huge pop. The crowd chanted his name. He spoke about returning to Nashville 4 months ago, but he suffered what should have been a career-threatening injury against Carmelo Hayes. But he woke up the next day and he knew he still had some gas left in the tank and still had something to prove. It was hard coming back, but anything worth doing was difficult. He announced that he was back and had a lot to do on his to-do list. So he looked at the WrestleMania sign. He also wanted to remind the locker room that he was still the phenomenal AJ Styles. This brings out Dominic Mysterio and Carlito to a chorus of boos. Of course, Dom wanted to inform Styles that the Judgment Day still ran Monday Night Raw, but Styles says a lot had changed while he was gone. He wondered where Damian Priest was, where's Rhea Ripley, where's even Finn Balor? Meanwhile, Dom is just getting booed out the building anytime he talks. Styles said, no matter how much has changed, it's one thing has stayed the same. Dom would always be Ray's punk-ass kid. Dom tried a cheap shot onto Styles, who blocked it. Styles fought off Carlito, who also tried to attack him, which allowed Dom to drop Styles on the middle rope. Dom went for a 619, but Styles stopped him and chased him away. Carlito stopped Styles from going after Dom, but he got hit with a phenomenal forearm as AJ Styles stood tall to end the segment. Good reaction for AJ Styles in Nashville. I love the ovation for him. And hopefully him teasing that he has something in store for WrestleMania means that he's going to be in line for a potentially big matchup, or at least a showcase matchup at the show of shows. And then backstage, we hear him basically pleading with Adam Pearce, who says, yes, he's going to make the match official. He grants his wish. He's going to face Dominic Mysterio next week on Monday Night Raw. He turns around to Braun Breaker, the Intercontinental Champion, holding the title and wearing a cowboy hat in Nashville. He got in Styles' face and he says, see you around. It is official. AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio next week on Monday Night Raw. What did you think about AJ's return to Mondays?
Big pop, felt like a star, looked like a star, in tremendous shape. And welcome to Raw. You know what that means. Welcome to the Judgment Day Vortex. Here you go, right here on a silver platter. This is how we indoctrinate you into Monday Night Raw. First, you got to go through the Judgment Day. And I'm surprised the match is not Carlito first, but it's straight to Dominic. And AJ Braun for WrestleMania? Sure. Sign me up. Be good for Braun.
I think they're gonna do some type of multi-man with the. There's too many like mid-card, too many mid-card guys that should be in that, should get a place on the Mania card.
I don't think Penta's gonna be involved. I think Penta's gonna be with Rey in a tag match, something.
That's lame. That's what they did with Andrade.
It's a Mexican rite of passage here in WWE. Gotta do something with Rey Mysterio.
Nah, put him in a multi-man ladder match. Put Rey in the multi-man ladder match.
Whoa, man. We just got work done on these knees, man. You want to put him to test the damn ladder match?
You don't have to do much. It's gonna be like 5 to 7 other guys in there.
Ladder match will be fire.
Yeah, it would be. Like, check out my si.com. I posted it on my social media. It's the pin tweet on my Twitter page. I put the my predictions for the card for WrestleMania, and I put a multi-man ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Braun, Penta, Rey, AJ, a whole bunch of these. Sheamus,
Dominic.
I didn't put Dominic, but that's a good shout.
Shut up. All right.
That's it. I made it a 6-man. You could easily make it an 8-man. Like
you know WWE.
2 more guys. Yeah. We get Jackie Redmond is in the stands. Actually, I like this new setup.
Yes.
That's what we've been doing on Netflix. Very WCW-ish. We get Jackie Redmond with Seth freaking Rollins. Rollins said that Jey Uso made his choice for WrestleMania, which meant all eyes are on Cody Rhodes and the undisputed WWE Championship, and on the Chamber. All eyes were also on the winner of the Chamber, Seth freaking Rollins. But he has a lot in store because he has Finn Balor next week, who interrupts this segment. He says all eyes were on Rollins, and all they were seeing was his downfall. We all saw the cracks. We all saw Rollins lose to CM Punk. We saw Rollins lose his mind at the Royal Rumble. The only thing standing in Balor's way from a title shot at WrestleMania was a guy who was falling apart. Rollins said they had a long history together, and anytime they stepped in the ring, they put on a show. But Rollins had unfinished business with CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. Balor was standing in his Rey, but after next week, he wouldn't be standing at all. Balor smiled and left. Seth celebrated with the crowd. Big time main event made for next week. Yes, they always put on a very good to sometime excellent matchup. So I'm surely this one will be another one because these Elimination Chamber qualifying matches have been good. Seth freaking Rollins versus Finn Balor next week. What did you think about this promo?
Well, we know who's winning because we know Finn Balor don't win big matches.
Well, obviously, the Elimination Chamber qualifying matchup this week that is within like this week's Raw, SmackDown, and then next week's Raw. The only one that's a little bit of a toss-up is the triple threat on Friday.
Right. Which I'm looking forward to. That should be fun.
I think Priest wins, though.
Yeah, and Braun's in there to eat the pin.
Yes. Braun's in there to eat the pin and continue his feud with Jacob Fatu.
I don't like how Seth Rollins got this like mega baby face reaction. Like, are we forgetting what this man did at the Rumble? He took out Roman Reigns for just because he's a little bitch.
No,
Oh
no
my
loyalty.
God.
No loyalty to our tribal chief.
Bruh.
It's disgusting.
This guy, like, he doesn't get like a little smattering of boos, like from people that have been following the story. That this guy's been a dick for like months now. And he's just just keep cheering him, sing the song. I don't like it.
Fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's a good shout too. Thank you, Chase, for clicking on the article,
Big Jim.
reading a bit. Big Jim,
nobody's bitch.
He will probably be in the U.S. title picture if he does wrestle on WrestleMania. I don't know if he will wrestle on WrestleMania. Like, I literally put 18 matches. I don't think WrestleMania will have at least 6 of the matches I put on the cards, because they only had 13 last year through 2 nights.
We got enough time for them. I don't multi-man match mania. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, this is gonna be very similar to WrestleMania 2000, which wasn't a good WrestleMania.
I just don't like it in the world title picture.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Which
I'd rather it be clean of Jey Uso, Gunther, Cena, Cody, Charlotte, Tiffany, Rhea, Bianca. Keep those clean, and then you can do multi-man matches.
I'm fine with Rhea's match being multi-women. I'm fine with that.
No. See, look at you talking on both sides of your mouth.
I'm fine. We don't need Rhea Bianca this year. We don't.
Yes, we do.
That'll be great.
Break glass in case of emergency. This could be the best match on Mania.
Business is booming. There's no emergency.
I mean, you haven't been watching this show. I
haven't been on this show.
Kathy Kelly interviewed Austin Theory and Grayson Waller during the break. They plugged NXT and said they would be a new NXT champion soon. They mocked Sami Zayn by confusing him for an unhoused man and mocked Sheamus for losing his shot at the IC title again. Kelly was unamused and cut them off. Adam Pearce, at that point, that was when he granted AJ Styles' wish for a match. Then we got a tag team title match, world tag team titles up for grabs. The War Raiders defend against the Creed brothers. We get Eric early on. He slammed Ivar on top of Julius before Ivar smushed Brutus into the side of the ring with a big crossbody before we went to a commercial break. After the break, Ivar made a hot tag. He beat up both opponents before the Raiders gave Brutus a combo power slam. Julius yanked Eric off the apron while Brutus gave Ivar an angle slam in the ring. Ivar knocked the Creeds over with a double handspring back elbow. We get the Creeds with a powerplex combo, a superplex off the top rope, and then Brutus followed up with a moonsault, but Eric broke up that cover. The War Raiders were setting up for their finisher. It looked like this one was going to be over. They were really cooking with some good near falls down the stretch, and the crowd really into this hoss fight between these two teams. And then we had our weekly reminder that this is WWE with a bullshit DQ finish that makes no sense. Julius Creed grabs the tag team title as the War Raiders were going for their finisher, hits Ivar with the title. Then Brutus he tosses the title to Brutus as Eric goes after him, and then Brutus hits Eric. No, I think that's Eric. Eric with the title belt. I confused the War Raiders, but I was so pissed off with this finish to the matchup. And I love commentary trying to save it, being like, oh, this was their way of sending a message. You know what also sends a message? Winning the match.
Yeah.
That can also send the message. That's what you can also, have the War Raiders win and do this angle afterwards and get your heat back and continue the rivalry. You could do that too.
Listen, man, they were on their way to losing the match, so Julius did what he had to do, live to fight another day, F them up with the belts, get them so angry you get another match, and that one you win. I understand the strategy here. I think Chad Gable, who's off studying the dark lucha arts, is proud. They'll be more prouder if they win the titles, though.
He ain't proud of them. He ain't proud of them.
Yeah, they stood tall. They stood tall.
They had a good match.
Live to fight another day.
That could have been a better match without the lame finish.
Hey, they weren't going to win. It was looking dark, looking bleak at the end there. They did what they had to do to prolong.
All right.
Let's see what happens. Let's let it play out.
This is a good one. We got I make beats. I see more like IDC.
I see what you did there.
Like that. We also got King Potato. He says WWE can get people to a title win, but cannot maintain a good championship run. King Potato also saying they're just moment merchants. I've been saying that for the longest, that this company just worries about moments and not about prolonged like pushes for certain people. Like
Well,
LA Knight is one of the better cases where he got his moment at SummerSlam, but they didn't capitalize on that by having him have a good championship run that positioned the US title in a kind of upper mid card position. It was very firmly in the mid card where he didn't really have any significant title feuds.
Well, that's what we do. We make you feel.
But not feel for long, just feel in a moment and then it's gone.
That's what she said.
We got another super chat donation from Dion Jenkins. Thank you so much, Dion, for the support. He says, I didn't like how everyone just forgave Roman and never apologized or had a humbling redemption arc. He never helps out Sammy, Jay, and Jimmy either. LOL. It's very true. I would love if it's a little thing, but I think it would make a difference if Jay wins, do the whole Yeet celebration, but have Jimmy come out, have Roman come out, and basically like acknowledge Jay for the win.
Yeah, that's an idea that's been thrown around. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Roman did tweet out Yeet when Jay won the Rumble. In case anyone missed it.
Yeah, I know that. That's not much. That's 4 letters.
Oh, jeez.
We need something more. We need something a little bit more. We got another super chat donation here from I Make Beat. He says, here's to Jay and Goto. Clapping emoji. It's just me, Oos. Yes, Goto finished his story this morning at NJPW.
Spoiler alert.
I mean, he put it in the chat. It's a super chat donation. Gotta acknowledge it. Acknowledge the tribal chief. You've been on social medias. Cut it out.
Come on, man. That's not up at 4 a.m. on Tuesday morning watching this.
Man, usually up until 4 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. Now we picking and choosing. Now this.
A lot of people were up. Timeline was going crazy for this.
Yeah, it was oh my god, that whole show was fantastic. Show of the year so far. And I love that's coming from someone who loved the Wrestle Dynasty, who really enjoyed the Royal Rumble. Even Battle in the Valley was really damn good, but New Beginning was absolutely stellar. Show of the year so far.
I saw some of it before I went to sleep. Saw Shota getting his head shaved.
Yes. Rebuilding the shooter. But yes, we'll talk a lot more about the New Beginning in Osaka tomorrow. Our review, join us live, me and Jay News, 12:05 p.m. Eastern time. Join us for that. But thank you so much for the super chat donation. I Make Beat. We got Finn Balor backstage. He joins the Judgment Day in their clubhouse. They were all beaten up except for Dom, who ran away from Styles earlier. Morgan had a huge gash above her eye. Dom told Balor that things were going to turn around for them soon. Balor said that Styles made Dom look like a fool. Dom responded. He says they could have used his help, but he would take care of Styles next week. He then suggested that they find a new member to the faction. And he says that they've been short-handed, especially with JD McDonough being out. And Finn says, "Oh, well, what's the reason for that?" And Morgan seconds the idea. Balor refuses. He did not want a new member. He would fix things by beating Seth Rollins, then going on to win the Elimination Chamber and bringing the World Heavyweight Championship to the Judgment Day at WrestleMania. This is more and more teases about a new member of the Judgment Day. Who do you think that could be?
I have no damn clue. No damn clue. I'd like it to be like an NXT call-up because I don't. Who else could it be? I don't know. But I'm digging the tension between Dom and Finn. I think it's leading to WrestleMania. Dom and whoever else is in this Judgment Day turning on Finn Balor. And a babyface turn for Finn down the line.
I could see that. I did book them. I did Judgment Day versus the Wyatt Six in a 10-person tag for WrestleMania.
Yeah, they need bodies.
Yeah, need bodies. I put Bliss in there with the Wyatt Six. I was like, they're gonna do something with Bliss because of that reaction and her merchandise sales afterwards. Yeah. They're gonna do something with Bliss, and might as well have set it up at Raw Rumble with the Liv Morgan elimination. So I was like, yeah, just throw Judgment Day. I was like, I don't have anything else for Judgment Day. Put them in there with the Wyatt Six, and then you could do Wyatt Six win, and then Judgment Day turns on Finn post match.
Right. Yeah. I got no ideas for a new member. If you got ideas in the chat, feel free to throw them in.
Yeah. Give us some ideas. We got Project Finch says Rey Fenix.
That's a joke, right?
Oh man, that's hilarious. We go backstage to Rhea Ripley, who comes up and approaches Io Sky and Dakota Kai as they were leaving the building. Rhea said that she didn't owe Sky anything. She wasn't giving Sky a match because she felt she needed to, but because she wanted to. She spoke to Adam Pearce and had a title match made official for the Raw after Elimination Chamber in 3 weeks' time. Sky was pleased with this news. I wasn't.
Yeah, we know you aren't.
Stupid! Make it for Elimination Chamber. You have not announced any matches. Why the fucker do we care about the Raw after Elimination Chamber?
We'll be here reviewing it. Can't wait.
I'll be reviewing all these shows.
Give us a big match to review that Tuesday. Can't wait. Elimination Chamber already stocked. We're good. It's stocked.
Sometimes your acceptance of WWE's BS is sickening to me.
This is what we do. We make you feel.
I don't feel anything. That's why I'm upset. We get a rundown of all the matches for next week. A stacked card for next week. Men's Elimination Chamber qualifier, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor. Women's Elimination Chamber qualifier, Roxanne Perez, Raquel Rodriguez, Penta, Pete Dunne, AJ Styles, Dominic Mysterio.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. And then finally we had what's been kind of the thing over the last 2-3 weeks, where they do promo with a top star that has nothing to do with our main event that segues into our main event. And this week it is CM Punk. Punk comes out. He was confident he was going to win the Royal Rumble. He talked a lot and may have sometimes talked too much because he didn't win the Royal Rumble. He wasn't mad at Jey Uso. He liked watching his peers accomplish their goals. Punk's goals were still there. He issued a warning to Cody Rhodes. He told them before the Royal Rumble he was coming for his championship, and noted that one guy in the chamber didn't even qualify. He just declared himself, taking a shot at John Cena. But he did say that he was a legend and deserved to call his shot. The bad news for Cena that he would see Punk in the chamber, but not the way he saw him at the Royal Rumble. He planned on beating the living crap out of Cena and to win the matchup. The only other person who has qualified so far is the piece of crap Drew McIntyre. McIntyre wasn't on Raw anymore because he ran so fast to the other show. Why? Because Punk destroyed him inside of Elimination Chamber and would do the same inside Hell in a Cell, and would do the same inside of the Elimination Chamber. Punk also mentioned the possibility of Seth Rollins or Finn Balor qualifying next week. Punk has never been more confident in his life. WrestleMania 41 belongs to him. But this bring out a man that stopped his WrestleMania dreams at the Royal Rumble, Logan Paul. Paul understood. He came out to new music. Humble. Humble. Love Punk saying, I don't even know whose music this is.
Even though it still started the same way. Hey, yo.
Logan Paul says he understood why they called him Punk. He had a lot of names for Punk, but none you could say on TV. Paul wondered why the fans would boo him, but cheer Punk. Paul said he eliminated Punk from the Royal Rumble, and that was the best 15 minutes of fame in Punk's career. Paul had his number in the Royal Rumble, and he would have it again in the Elimination Chamber. He would give Rey his 15 minutes of fame tonight. Punk congratulated Paul on eliminating him from the Royal Rumble. Punk would have mentioned him earlier, but he forgot that Paul even had a match tonight. Paul may have had his number at the Rumble, but the number he pulled tonight was 619. Punk advised him to worry about the legend that is Rey Mysterio, and if he was lucky enough to get past Rey, Punk would see him in Toronto and put him to sleep. I thought Punk was really good here. Logan Paul got a ton of heat from this Nashville crowd, and it just feels like more genuine heat than Dom heat. Dom heat, after a while, felt like a bit that the fans were in on, while this feels like the fans genuinely hate Logan Paul.
Yeah, I think Dom has a lot more respect with the WWE fan than Logan Paul does, honestly. I think there's some truth to that. And I got to be honest with you, man. I'm down for CM Punk versus Logan Paul. And I'm sorry, CM Punk, it's not a WrestleMania main event. I'm sorry. But I'd much rather see that. And then I'd much rather see Roman and Seth one-on-one. And just leave CM Punk out of it. And CM Punk can mess with those guys later on. It doesn't have to be a Mania. Let that be a one-on-one match. It's a great one-on-one match with all the history they have. It's a WrestleMania match. And then let Punk do something different. You know, he doesn't have to be in that. I like Punk and Paul. I think it'd be fun. Especially Paul taunting him like, "Oh, you don't got a WrestleMania main event again." I think the match could be good too, honestly.
I think the match could be good, and if CM Punk wants to face a more traditional heel, I think that there is like a strong vocal minority of fans that is very vocal that they don't think that the CM Punk Seth Rollins Roman Reigns matchup is the best idea. With a lot of the Mania card in flux, putting 3 of your top baby faces currently in one matchup seems like you're kind of handicapping the rest of the card.
People feel that way. I'm not gonna get on them too much for that. I personally would like to see. I'll be okay with the triple threat. Like, I'll watch it, I'll enjoy it. But I just think, you're giving away too much at once with all these 3 of them. To me, when you could spread it out. I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair. We got Dion who says, I'd rather see Punk versus Cody than Cena versus Cody. We also got Chilling with Chase who says Eddie Thorpe gives a Judgment Day vibes. That's actually not a bad shout.
It's not a bad shout. I hope to hear something better though. A better idea. But I haven't heard one, so right now it's in the lead.
And then finally, we had the main event of the show, Elimination Chamber qualifying matchup. Logan Paul going one-on-one with Rey Mysterio, a rematch from Crown Jewel 2023. They got off to a very rough start to this one, in my opinion. It looked like Logan Paul was a little bit rusty. 7-month layoff, his first matchup since losing the United States Championship to LA Knight at SummerSlam. First singles match he was in the Royal Rumble match. The match got better as things went on, though. Paul hit a nice little moonsault and battery. We even got Michael Cole shouting out the main man, the Iron Demon, Shane Mercer on commentary. An impressive looking press slam to the smaller man before we go to a commercial break. Paul slid Rey out of the ring, but Rey rolled through and popped to his feet, called him a gringo. He hammered away at Paul at ringside, drove him into the barricade, but Paul responded by dropping him on the top of the barricade. Paul was going to drive him into the ring post, but Rey countered, driving Paul into the steel steps. Rey followed with a sliding splash to the outside, seated senton in the ring, and a springboard splash for a 2. Paul responded with a springboard splash of his own. We get Rey went for a 619, but Paul booted him. Paul was standing on the middle rope, so Rey got under him and actually hit a sit out power bomb for a near fall. Paul weirdly had his legs I don't know what he was doing, but it was weird. Rey hits 619. He tries to follow up with the frog splash off the top rope, but Paul gets his knees up. Paul follows up with the knockout right hand, and then he pulls out a new finisher, which Pop McAfee calls the pulverizer, which was basically this lifting DDT. He does it's like a back suplex, but he flips you and then into a DDT. It looked great on Rey. Beautiful. I was like, that was dope as hell, but you can't do it on half the roster, my dude. But Paul,
Larry at the rest of them.
Paul has joined the field for the Elimination Chamber matchup alongside John Cena, CM Punk, and Drew McIntyre on March 1st. As the show was ending, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods of the New Day attacked Rey from
behind.
Their attack lasted about 2 seconds before the show went off the air. WWE did post the rest of the attack on their socials, but goddamn, man, WWE has left me down tremendously since the New Day heel turn. They have not followed up well on that heel turn at all. But this match, like I said, started off rough, but it turned into a pretty solid affair here as Rey and Logan Paul know each other pretty well.
Yeah, I agree with your thoughts on the match. Started off very clunky. Logan Paul's rusty. Maybe Logan Paul's at a great Super Bowl party, probably a little hungover from it. I don't know. I understand. But he got his shit together at the end, and the finisher is awesome. And yeah, Logan Paul was going to be in that chamber one way or another, jumping around pod to pod. You know he's going to be there.
Is this his first chamber? No, the second chamber.
No, yeah,
he was in last year. Yeah, he was in last year's. But yeah, all in all, some really good wrestling on the show, but nothing noteworthy to kind of sink your teeth into on this show.
Right, besides the opening segment, which you knew was coming.
Yeah. It was simple, but that was good. But nothing great on this show. Last week, I think the middle portion of the show struggled a bit, but it had the great opening segment with Jey. It had a strong close to the show with Punk and Zayn, and then the Kevin Owens attack. So that was a really good show. But I would say a good show. This show kind of a good show because of the wrestling, but not the angles like last week.
Yeah, and I don't understand the New Day thing. What are we doing with the New Day? I don't know.
Nothing. That's an issue.
Entering the tag title picture, I guess. I don't know.
They're just biding their time. They have time for this. They can only be hot for a certain amount of time. It's been over 2 months, guys. Let's get it together. But let us know in the chat what you thought about last night's Monday Night Raw. Let us know your match of the night, MVP, LVP, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle for the show. For me and Romeo for the February 10th, 2025 edition of Monday Night Raw on Netflix in 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Thumbs up for me. I'm going to give the show a 7. Solid 7 out of 10. Really good wrestling on the show, especially the women tag team matchup. Bayley and Lyra got better. The tag team matchup was really good until the finish. And then the main event started rough, but got better as well. So strong in-ring night. And the opening segment was good. So 7 out of 10 seems fair.
6.8 for me.
That's also fair. Also fair as well. MVP for the show, Romeo.
Nothing really stood out, so I just gave it to all the ladies in that match. Liv, Raquel, Io, Dakota really balled out, which, by the way, spoiler, is also my match of the night.
Yes. MVP for the show, yeah, I'll give it to Io Sky. I think Io Sky, she got me interested in the matchup with her and Rhea. Another really strong performance, and she's kind of been the standout of the women's action in WWE in general over the last couple of weeks. And match of the night, I agree with you. It's the women's tag team matchup, Damage Control versus Judgment Day.
LVP for me, it's real easy. I know you're probably gonna give it to the Creeds, but I think the Creeds set them up for another match. Gunther he went against his whole objective. He didn't want to be chosen for this Mania match, and he did everything in his power to be chosen for this WrestleMania match. It made no sense logically to me. Gunther's my LVP.
I'm going to give it to Triple H.
Because he made Gunther do all that.
Exactly. He made Gunther do all of that. He made the Creeds do something stupid in their tag team title match. He's the overwhelming factor here. So Triple H is my LVP.
I suppose.
And
Yes.
the cracks are being shown to my prediction that this is the final year of greatness from Triple H book.
Oh, will you?
Cracks
stop?
are starting to show.
Will you stop?
They're starting to show. But Romeo, let everybody know where they can follow you on social media, when they will see you again, sir.
Romeo Damas, all social media. Thank you all for the super chats. Thank you, Chuck Berries, for that very large super chat. You have now forced me to do an Elimination Chamber watch along that I didn't want to do, that SP3 just put out in the air.
I know.
So
I put a lofty goal of 15 super chats, and then you said, $50 if we get up to $50.
Much better. So you earned it. I'll have to find a day that works. Probably a Friday of sorts in the upcoming weeks. Not this Friday. It's Valentine's Day.
Yeah, exactly. Sounds about right there. But let us know in the comments down below, if you're watching us on demand, what you thought about this week's Monday Night Raw. Of course, we will be back next Tuesday with another edition of Rated Raw Review. I will be back live tomorrow, 12:05 p.m. Eastern Time, with my good brother Jay News, with our NJPW The New Beginning in Osaka review. We also got AE Ramble on Thursday. We got Friday at AEW Grand Slam and NXT Vengeance Day combined preview for the Saturday of big time wrestling from WWE and All Elite Wrestling. And then we got our flagship podcast on Saturday. Are you doing any watch parties for Saturday, or you're it's still Valentine's Day weekend?
I don't know. I can't tell you for sure yet.
Well, be on the lookout. Hit your notifications. That's why you'll always know. And we put up the lineup for this week over on the community tab. Follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at TrueHillHeat. Patreon.com/TrueHillHeat. Best place to support us when we are not live here. For Romeo, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been Rated Raw Review, episode 54. Jey chooses Gunther for the February 10th, 2025 edition of Monday Night Raw. We are signing off until next time.